Oh, hey guys. Currently Sunday morning over here in Montana. Which, fun fact. Oh, hi cat. Now get off my lap. Oh, what do you mean no? Get off my lap. Let's go. Come on, big crop baby. Cat says hi. Also cried about it. But, fun fact about Montana, in case you guys didn't know. Montana is a Spanish word. And I'm not educated enough to know the difference between Mexico Spanish and like Spain Spanish, but I'm referring to Spain Spanish. It's the spelling is exactly the same. The only difference is I don't remember what they called the little squiggly thingy, the little line. I don't know, whatever you call it. But anyways, they got one of those again above the end. The more you know, right? Also, it is summertime pretty much, so I can't do shit about the bugs. So, you know. And really, all the bugs are trying to do is paint me a picture on the windshield. That's all they're trying to do, you know. Which, who am I if I can shit talk them for trying to just paint me a picture? Got a new rock chip last week on the east side of the country. That fucker is huge. It's like, it's about my pinky length, right next to the A-pillar. It was instant. Let a little one little short like CDLB like a flatbed with the booms, little boom on the back of it. Let him on the interstate. Went to go around him. He was empty, so he got up to speed pretty quickly. I took behind him, started like backing off, you know. And I was already like 2 or 3 truck lengths back, but I'm not a fan of sitting up next to those guys anyways. And here comes a rock or something, I don't know. It sounded like a fucking bomb going off my truck. A buddy on the phone thought it was I set my brakes, so it was a pretty loud pop. But it instantly created a crack. Now I have to be the one to monitor in the future, but I'm starting to lean. I'm gonna get a new windshield for next winter. And it's always something though with these trucks. Been chasing a valve that's on the back of the truck that's leaking. I just have to pay a shop to chase it because it doesn't leak when I'm going down the road. It doesn't leak it when the truck's sitting. It only leaks when my foot's on the brake. I can hear it, but I can't be in 2 places one time. And so, but whatever. The truck's due for a PM. I haven't decided the truck's gonna. Well, it was due like last week, but I haven't decided if I'm gonna make it happen as I go east or right as soon as I come west. If it goes east, it'll be Gary probably because it'll be like middle of the week, which helps. So they'll parts be open. Also depends on if they can get me in right away or not. But that's because I'm in a good market, and if they need parts, they can go get them, right? I mean, the Petro in York's got a Freightliner dealership, right? And I know with these valves, it's something valve related. I know that it's one of the valves. A lot of those valves beneath the fifth wheel are pretty universal. Like they're pretty much the same across the trucks. There might be some variation, but there is no Volvo dealership though in York, and the closest one's in Omaha, so that's an hour and a half away. So what I really need to find a good shop in Omaha. Like I've been slowly finding good shops. Like I found one in Denver. Keep that in mind. Having a network along your main corridors, your main route, wherever you run, of shops that you could trust, you can take a truck to, send your other trucks to, is huge. There's some shit like I'm gonna probably debate until the time is needed. When it comes to the rebuild or the remake, when the time comes for a new engine or rebuild, right type thing, do I do it at dealerships so I have at least the because if I can do the reman motor, I'll do the tier 3 or whatever the fuck, the big tier, right? The most expensive tier. That way it would give me like a reman turbo, for example, with that. But do I get that done at the dealership? Because that'd give me like 3-year unlimited mile warranty. But it's gonna be like probably like 5-10 grand more. Do it that way. Which I'm thinking I probably will because that warranties. And that warranty won't cover labor more than likely. But there's some things where that warranty is worth having. I haven't had a warranty on this truck. I haven't had a warranty on this truck besides the trans since I've had this truck. So, which is weird. I don't know what the standard basic Volvo dealership or Volvo warranty is, but I could have sworn it's like 500,000 miles. But who knows? You know, I'm way past that. I'm at 744 right now, and we are 3 weeks away from being paid off. Oh yeah. It'll be paid off before the end of this month. It would have been paid off about a month ago, but what's nice about being ahead of schedule and having quite a few repairs pop up is I just said, nope, we're not gonna like pay anything on this, and we're just gonna take care of these little shit. But AirDog, by the way, big win. The last 30 days, 7.1 average, which is a 8 increase over. And yeah, you can say it was warmer months. I'm still under the. All right, fan. That will be fixed. I don't know if that's coming across. That's one of the ones I cannot wait to get fixed. I was getting more MPG around this time last year by quite a bit. I think it was like 7.3, 7.4. However, though, I was not running up here, and it's hard to. Year-over-year MPG increases or averages month by month, like last June, for example, it's kind of hard. I didn't run as many miles last June. I only ran like 9,000, for example. I was also empty a lot more. Brand new authority type thing, so it's empty a lot more. Having to move around a lot more for freight, you know. And I was also on I-40 up to Northeast a lot, so it's just another year from now will be a real test. But I had 6 months. I got like 6.3 in March, for example. That shouldn't be a thing. Although this year also has a giant asterisk next to it too, because it has been from like January to like March. It was very windy and very stormy. It was a little weird. You had areas getting unseasonably amounts of wind when it usually starts mellowing out. Like for example, this June, so far this June has been pretty active with storms, especially up in the northern Midwest. I've gotten Michigan, Montana a couple weeks ago got 2 to 4 inches of rain in about a 48-hour period. That is not very Montana-like up here. Look at this area. Wow. Camera's also getting blasted by the sun, so it's probably getting hot a little bit. But does it look like this area gets a lot of rain? Yeah, sure, it's green. It ain't no fucking the south green, southern green. This is prairie grass. It's not as green as it gets. Also, I'm thinking here in the future, I'm going to start doing some videos of where I kind of pretend I'm shopping for a truck and I make a video for it. That way, you know, like for example, I'll pick up a truck like a Volvo 860 and I'll go look to see what kind of deals I can get, what's a good bargain out there, what the market's currently like for, you know, the said year or the last couple of years, and pretty much act like I'm looking for a truck to buy and pick a truck like Volvo VNL 860, International LT, Peterbilt 579, and just look. Make a series out of that. And I might even open it up to people posting trucks, and I go look. We shall see. We definitely shall see. But definitely don't listen to the people though that say don't buy a Volvo because the parts are expensive and nobody like it's hard to get work done on them. I haven't struggled to get work done on this truck at all. The parts, there's gonna be some things that are very expensive. Like, do not buy the air dryer filter from Volvo. They want like 260 to 280 bucks, depending where you are, for a fucking filter. And granted, it is a very heavy filter. It's a very important filter. But do not go to Volvo for that. You know it's pretty bad when I call on my dealership down in Cheyenne. Well, that's not my dealership, but I call it dealership down in Cheyenne. I have an account with them. I have a cash account. I just call them. My card's on file. I'm like, hey, send me this part. I sent in a $20 up to my house, which it's like 200 miles, right? Cheap, and it's a free overnight upgrade because it's 200 miles away. Even though it's not a free overnight upgrade, it just gets shipped like it's overnight, even though it's on ground because it's one town away. But even they told me, yeah, don't come to us for that. You don't need that. Don't need to come to us for that. Which I have the part number. I'm not going over that, right? But there's a lot of shit that's cheap. There's a lot of shit. I'm trying to remember which truck has the expensive injectors. It's either Cummins or Packard. It's only two. For example, though, you should definitely be going to dealerships for batteries. Stop going to truck stops. Stop buying batteries at truck stops. I got 1,000 CCA AGM batteries at $200 a pop at a dealership. Those are over $200 at a truck stop. Put it this way, put this in perspective. Your average cost for a battery at a truck stop right now, for a new battery, even basic flooded, out the door, it's gonna be like $320 a battery. So if you need all four, you're looking at like anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200, close to $1,200. And that $200, by the way, involves core. So if you just go and I picked these batteries up. Now these are, I forget what they're called. They're the Freightliner brand, or not brand, but they're the ones that Freightliner puts in their trucks. I don't remember what they're called, but there's like load locks, cheap as hell, very cheap as hell at dealerships. Chains, cheap as hell at dealerships. Now chains aren't too expensive. You can get all four pairs, and the spider bungees. If you want to look around for a little bit from truck stops, call ahead and shop around for the prices. I got mine for $800, but you can easily be spending $1,000 to $1,100. And I got, like I said, I got the four pairs and the spider bungees, which you don't need a spider bungees. Normal bungees will work, but I got the spider bungees because it means I need less bungees on hand. They're still in the bag. I haven't opened them. I will chain. I just don't go out of my way to chain. And I will actually try to reroute around chaining if possible. I've had a chain up twice in the last 4 years. 3 times. So, which I run in the mountain areas all the time. All the time. And by the way, if you guys notice, you don't see paperwork reflection on the windshield. It's still in the dash. It's just in the A-pillar corner now. I moved it for you guys. Figured you guys would be appreciative of that. Eventually, I plan to not have it on dash, but I don't know where to put it, especially where it's easy to get to. And on the Freightliner, for example, I used to have my binder and my paperwork on the door, but that had a deep pocket. This is a deep pocket, but it's not. The Freightliner door is just overall better set up, right? Not to mention, I think have to get going through a lot of rain recently, right? And open the door and getting the whole door soaked. It's like, not something I really want to do. I don't even have a clipboard, so that shit just sits on the dash, and well, my system works, you know. Another reason, like for example, there's like, it's also wise to know the trucks too you're shopping for, which I forgot to mention this, but I was saying it. Like for example, I didn't know this, and a lot of people don't know that the Volvo's got a built-in warmer for the engine. You turn the cruise on, right, and you hit resume, so it just bumps it up to like 800 RPM, right? And what it'll do is it will close it, like completely close the turbo off. It'll be a little bit of a gap, like if there's a door, it'll close, right? And what it's doing is it's forcing itself to build heat, but also allowing itself to breathe. Fun fact, you know how crazy this is? Negative 25. I don't remember what that was. When I posted that picture on my wall, right, on the feed, community feed. Negative 25. This truck warmed up in 20 minutes to 160 degrees coolant, right? 20 minutes. Freightliner, that would have took like over an hour. Cummins, well, I don't know, because the Cummins I've had, it would have taken a while, but it didn't take as long. But that also, the APU was tied into that. Was tied into the engine, so it keeps that minimum 100 degrees, which mine is too, right? But the Cummins didn't take an hour, but it definitely didn't take 30 minutes. It was like in between. International, I had no idea, right? Right? So Freightliner, no. Packard, no. Peterbilt, Packard, no. And honestly, I wish all the other manufacturers did this, because it's really nice. It's really nice. It's even quicker when it's summertime. It's just like, it's 5-10 minutes. Yeah, see, this is definitely no Southern green down here. Also just woke up about 40 minutes ago. Very, very long day yesterday. Got loaded late. And when I say late, it was 9 a.m., but that's late for these guys. That's the end of like the window for the pickup numbers I have. So, kind of sucked. I wish I could have got out like 6:30, 7:30. And I would have made parking. I've been parking with daylight then. I definitely did not park with daylight yesterday. Gonna be spending I haven't spent the night at the house in a couple months, so that's gonna happen. I think a little over a couple months actually. I'm trying to recall the last time I went home. So that'd be nice. So I'm in the final stages of the preparation for 2 to 3 weeks of downtime to get about a half of that to get this truck fixed, right? Well, when I say fixed, it's just a lot of things that are starting to get wore out. There's also something I'm just going to replace ahead of schedule. I do maintenance with the goal of not breaking out on the fucking side of the road, right? That's how I try to do my maintenance. And I can still break down. I can pop a hose. Even a brand new hose could pop, right? So there's only so much you can do, right? I don't let money stop me from being the stopping factor, right? Now, granted, if you don't got the money, you don't got the money. But I try to spend and stay on top of things and be proactive. For example, when there's not a real load on my truck, all the trucks have a soot sensor. I didn't know this. NOx sensors, soot sensors. Well, there's a difference. I looked it up. One's gas based, and one's emissions based. But the soot sensor has does a self regen, a self cleaning itself periodically. So it has a heater that'll heat itself up. The truck doesn't do regen, but the sensor does to clean the actual sensor out, to burn whatever on the sensor, what to burn off, right? Now, the heater, something on my system's going out. My first go started popping up the heater. It will retry to do a regen 2 to 3 times a day, and then if it has issues, it just starts checking engine light, right? I can clear it, and if I'm loaded, I put enough load on the truck, it won't pop up again for the rest of the week. Until I start getting probably, well, either it's too hot, it's pretty warm outside, like 90 degrees, where even if I'm light, it doesn't really care too much because it is pretty hot, or I stay loaded, which I will pretty much stay loaded for most of the drive over, most of this trip. It's not going to be like last week where I bring 38,000 pounds to Denver and I leave with 6,000 pounds, right? And then I run into 6 mile. That sounded nice, but Wyoming, I got 6.6 mpg from Denver to Idaho, because Wyoming had 30 mile an hour sustained headwinds. That was very depressing, but I have that sensor. Okay, but I only had a code for that sensor, but I went out and bought the 7th injector, which is the one that shoots def and right behind the turbo. Or is that fuel? I'm one of the two, right? There's I forget already. It's also too early. My brain's not fully operating. All my hamsters in my brain are not fully operating, okay? We got some lazy bums still sleeping. But it shoots something behind the turbo. I picked that up. I picked up the DPF pressure thingy, the pressure sensor. That's like the size of the pink erasers from, at school. Picked that up. That was also cheap. Matter of fact, one of the fucking hoses for that thing was more expensive than the, and I want to say hose, this is like a pencil thin hose. So like a 1/8, probably like a 1/4 hose, 1/4 inch hose. But it had to be a step down, so it goes into a smaller hose. But that little like index finger long step down hose was more expensive than the sensor, and the sensor was like $40. But I picked that up. When I drop the truck off at the shop, I'm gonna pick up probably the def lines. Well, there's 2 plastic lines underneath the truck. I think they're def related. But I don't remember the coolant lines or the def lines. But they're both for the def system. I think they're the ones that carry the def from the tank over to. I didn't know about them. I haven't had to deal with them. They're not a problem so far, but they're plastic. They do get burned like the brake. They're cheap. I'm gonna replace them on there. I'm also gonna replace the AHI module, the AHI module. That's the more expensive one of the bunch. That's gonna be like $700 by itself. But and then when I get back home, I'm going to have to take the filter out and get new clamps. So I'm also gonna have to bake it. That's what I'm talking about. When I do things, I do everything at once. I do not want to worry about it. If I'm gonna tackle that area, that subject, I want that subject taken care of and out gone. Right? And yeah, is there everything taken care of? No. For example, there's still the STR. There could be clamps, they give out. I've already had to replace, 2 clamps over there, both on the end of the flex pipe. There's more, but they're not leaking as far as I know. I'm not seeing, when I do regens, I'm not seeing anything. There's another thing I learned, by the way. Here's something I would recommend. Get a carbon monoxide. So get a combo detector, right? Get a carbon monoxide and a smoke detector, right? For your truck. You won't always be able to smell it because of, for example, the wind. But that thing should pick it up. I'm gonna pick one up some point this summer. I've been wanting to do that for about a year now, but I mean, that's just procrastination is what that was. I also would like to get into a store to look at them. I don't know what brand to look. I'm thinking like Kitty or something like that. That's what I'm looking at. But they're also like $70, which is, but they have like a 10-year battery type thing. So it's like one of those you just set and forget type shit. Like the brand new Volvos, for example, come with that. Honestly, because they don't come with that. It's not uncommon for trucks to be sitting in the lot, you know, and a regen makes it go up in smoke, go up in flames. That first couple minutes of the alarm going off can save your life. Now, generally though, trust me, if a truck is burning, you will have other drivers notice and come fucking pounding on the door, right? They'll come pound. And you'll see everybody trying to get away from you because they don't want to go up with you. But there's shit like that, right? But I did replace two clamps. I paid a truck stop to do one and do the other one myself. Well, one was in a very shitty spot underneath the one right behind the turbo going through the flex pipe. That one was shitty spot to reach, and our labor was definitely worth paying for the headaches and the pain in the ass I knew that was going to be. But the one right behind the one box on the ass end of the flex pipe, yeah, I did that one myself. How you doing, cat? Yeah. Well, we're finally get there. But yeah, it's something to take about it's gonna have to be full 3 weeks, right? But half of that's for the truck, the shop, right? Shop in Boise, shop in Kenosha. And we'll be. There's also things to do in the trailer. It's gonna be amazing. Gonna have a 75-gallon reefer tank. I've learned. Well, I only got a 35-gallon tank, and that's definitely enough. 50-gallon tank was usually enough, but when you're in like areas like California for 2 days, that is not enough. That is definitely not enough. I would definitely have to add the fuel in California with the 50-gallon tank, and that always sucked. Because even the discount, that would suck. Right now, I'm going through an average about $250 a week in reefer fuel. Now I am overfueling the reefer because my fuel gauge also doesn't work, which that's also $500 in case you guys want to know. For most of that is the part, so an hour of labor, but a lot of that's the part. But I'm gonna put a 75-gallon reefer tank on this trailer, even though this is not my trailer. But that the ROI will be on that will be worth it. Not to mention, I'm probably gonna keep in this trailer for even after I get my own and just give it to one of my other trucks. Sorry about the sneeze. Sorry again. Oh fuck! They always come in pairs for me usually. I did try to cover the mic for the second one, just to try to muffle it, but. I'm not talking because I'm thinking another one might be trying to come. It feels like it, but we'll find out. I'm going to do alignment on the trailer too. I'm going to do PM on the trailer too. So, now if I own this trailer right now, I would be putting E-tracks in too at the same time. And what E-tracks are, those are bars that go on the side of are in the trailer. You can have 1 row, 2 row. I'd try to do 3 row because how tall my pallets can be. They can be pretty tall. But I would have them pretty much from the door all the way to the front of the reefer, and then I would have and you have ratchet straps pretty much that hook into the side of the trailer and make a rigid wall of strap pretty much. Not to mention that would also mean I could also buy a bulkhead, which is a giant fucking looks like a gym mat that folds up in an accordion. Or extends out, and that creates a barrier where it could be 100 degrees outside and I could have my doors open and none of the product is getting touched. But this ain't my trailer. I am trying to see if I can get the guy to sell me this trailer, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So that would be that E-tracks and a bulkhead. Will have to be when I buy my own trailer, because the load locks with this freight sucks. It just sucks. They get ran over all the fucking time. What's nice about the E-tracks that like I can put the straps on, like hang them off the wall, you know, and then grab them as they need. Like, cause for my cross docks, the cross dock I go to got loaded. They put the load locks as they go, where they think they'll need them, or they know where they have weak pallets. So, like, if I had a bulkhead in there, they'd put it up for me, right? I'm telling you, a dream I'd love to have would be a spread axle trailer, but that ain't gonna happen. But I'm back to trying to make regular videos. So we'll see what happens when the girlfriend gets back on the truck, though, here, whenever, in the next few weeks. I gave her all the attention last time, so. But we'll see. Catch you next time. Bye.